This is kind of a new club. We've been around for about 1.5 years at this point. We started by picking what games would have a high level of competition, but also a chance to perform at a professional level and have some scholarships going forward. So that's how we got to League of Legends. It's a 5v5 person game, and there's multiple different game modes where each player has a separate role, where they all have jobs, and it's a very high skill level game where they all have to work together to achieve an objective, and they get gold and destroy kind of a base at the end.
League of Legends, it's a very complex game to learn. It's quite satisfying to actually understand it and know how to play properly against opponents and win games.
Each specific student plays a certain role where they have a very specific job. So just like other sports, when there's a goalie and a forward and things like that, they have to communicate and do their exact job. They don't just sit in front of a screen and just randomly willy-nilly play games. We plan out team compositions, we map out where they're going to move and dodging and skill-based practices and things like that as well.
What I love most about eSports is that it gives people like me an opportunity to play in a coordinated team, even though I'm not a super athletic person.
You don't really need to be good at all. We teach everybody if they're good, bad. I mean, I'm not great myself, but I still have a good time. And it's helped me improve the social aspect of my life, because before eSports, I wasn't really as outspoken as I am now.
I think there's a lot of misconceptions about video games, whether they're saying that they're making students violent, they're ruining their attention spans, it's making their grades lower, but there's actually been a lot of academic research that proves quite the opposite. So joining an esports team has actually been proven to increase school attendance, improve academic performance, because the school is respecting and showing interest in their hobbies. And since they have to be at school that day to attend the club, that motivation is there. So even if they're not looking forward to class that day, they're looking forward to something, which is bringing them to the school, which is so important.
Keep an open mind. League is not an easy game to learn by any means. You will lose quite a bit before you start to understand everything and improve. So just keep an open mind, persevere through it, and just have fun in the process. We are very open to other people. We're friendly. We obviously all want to still improve.
It's just a good program overall to help different kids get involved in school and extracurriculars, because some people don't like sports or they're not good at them, and this gives them like a second alternative option to get involved in those. It brings us together as a community, lets us play together, interact with other people that we might not interact with otherwise in school.
A lot of people here in esports, they're not super social outgoing, but it's something different so that people like us actually has a chance to work in a coordinated team environment that we otherwise wouldn't have.
I'm really hoping to grow the club, and as we're able to get more games, I think the club will really flourish. Right now we only have one, so I think as we draw the students in with some of those more popular games, way more students will want to join.
Started the team in the fall of 1999 when a group of engineers that was helping us get our Project Lead the Way program together, we were meeting, and they asked if we would have any interest in starting a first robotics team, because some of the engineers at Nortel Networks had actually worked with the team at RIT, and they thought it would be a good way to enhance the program that we were doing at school. So we decided right away that it seemed like something we'd like to do, and here we are 26 years later, still building robots and having fun.
I got started in robotics because I like to build things. I've been building and tinkering my whole life. My favorite part about being on the robotics team is probably going to competitions and competing. We put a lot of hard work into our robot, trying to make it compete at the best level it can.
Getting a bunch of people together to learn a bunch of different things that are real world things. Like, I'm working on stuff that I will probably pursue to work on in college and maybe even after that. And I know that my peers are also doing that. We have students going to Cornell, Clarkson, RPI, and a bunch of other schools, like big colleges, who all are familiar with FIRST Robotics. And I think it's a really big transformative experience for the students who decide to participate.
It's always been about the student involvement. Every year we get a group of kids that just dives into it head first, like you talked to Cody and Melina already, and we have a group even deeper than that that will always spearhead what has to get done, and they're going to lead the team, and they'll communicate with myself and the mentors and try to figure out what we want to do and make sure we get a product that they're happy with.
A match is broken up into different sections, such as the first part of it is 15 seconds. The robot drives autonomously, so it's moving on its own with pre-programmed instructions. And then you move into teleoperated, which is where your co-driver and your driver are controlling the robot. And then the end game is usually also operated by your co-driver and driver, but they have to do a different task than they were doing during the teleoperated period. So the whole match takes around 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So they're kind of quick. It goes by pretty fast. The competitions change differently, drastically differently from year to year. This year is more of a pick up the piece and place it on the reef that is behind me. Last year was more of a shooting game where we were picking stuff off the ground, tossing it into nets, different goals. Every year is different. They give you different parameters every year. They give you a different height limit every year. They give you a different weight limit. They change the rules all the time. That's what kind of makes it fun, because it's never the same.
During competition, it's really exciting, really stressful time, but our entire team, usually for FLR, will come and we bring the robot out, we set up the pit. You get to meet tons of different people in your area who you would never have known otherwise. They're like, oh, like you're into this too? And they're like, yeah, we are. And I was like, oh, that's cool, me too. And I'm still keep in touch with people who I met last year in competition, and even competition in Pittsburgh. I keep in touch with them too.
We've had kids join as 8th graders and have gone 5 years through the program. We've had kids join as seniors and 15, 20 years later are still working to mentor other teams and work in the program. It's different for every kid. What they put into it is what they'll get out of it. But at the same time, you get a situation where the kids come back. I have a lot of students that have come back over the years. Most of my mentors are former students. It's really nice to get to see them grow into adults and start giving back the time that they saw somebody else give to them.
We have very good mentor-student association, if you will. All of our students are paired with a mentor who, most of them have backings in engineering, if not much experience in FIRST Robotics itself. And the students often break off into different groups with different mentors, and it's completely student-led with mentor help. And we get to do everything completely ourselves and learn, prototype, test, and watch the robot that we all made together perform in matches, which is really cool. I came into this whole program with one CAD class where I knew how to make assemblies and a lot of errors. And I walked out knowing CAD. I walked out being able to cam. I learned how to TIG weld. And I also learned how to do 2D CAD on both Autodesk Inventor and Google Spreadsheets.
It's not about really the trophies. I mean, it is. That's what gets kids involved and gets them the feeling that this is something to work really hard for. But the real end game to this is getting these kids prepared for college, life, the workforce, wherever they're going to go after high school.